Hey guys, and welcome to the returning episode of the POLcast. This is our first episode in a very long time, and the first episode for the current generation of POL. Um, I am one of your hosts, MythiK.
And I'm your co-host Sandstorm.
I'm another co-host, Asuruga.
And
We
it's been
got
a long time since we've done an episode of POLcast. So since this is the first episode of the new generation of POL, we have some new faces on the POLcast team. We have our new host, Herbert.
Hey.
and we also got Joe Schmo from the boards. Joe.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Well, it's good to have you. So we have our two new hosts, and for this episode of POLcast, we also invited two guests to participate. We have Pandepic and Kiyo from the forums.
Hey.
How's it going?
Well, welcome aboard.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and a lot of things have changed life-wise, POL-wise. I mean, kind of went through a shutdown period, and then Pandepic brought it back along with Platinum, and yeah, it's now where it is, probably farther than it's ever been, in my opinion. What are your opinions?
I totally agree. This in this generation of POL, we have Pandepic, who's the lead programmer, and and he and Platinum are the project leaders, and we've made so much progress, so much more progress in the previous generations of POL. Some of that we're going to be sharing with you in this episode. We're going to tell you about what we've been working on and what you can expect. We'll also cover some more, some news in the Pokemon world.
Yeah. So before we get into that, if you guys didn't know, the original POL cast happened on the old site, and it lasted for about 3 episodes. We even had a Christmas sing along, and it only the only hosts then were me, going by Phoenix back then, Sandstorm, who went by Kakashi back then, and Asuruga, who went by Asuruga back then. So I think the best thing to do is get caught up with us three to see what we've been up to since then and what we're going to be doing for POL now that, we're in this new stage of POL. So I'm going to throw it to Asuruga, have him go over what he wants to. So, Asuruga?
Well, there isn't much to say. I stopped coming to POL for a while because I just didn't see much development myself. And over the time, I got my grades up, and I'm still an avid gamer, so that's about it. I came back to POL to help out with the staff and finishing the game. What about you, Sensor?
Well, I mean, we've all taken our breaks. I moved on to college, so I took a long break from POL, not really contributing anything and not really posting on the forums. But during my first year, I found some free time and I came back. Other than college, I've been I also have been playing a bunch of games. And, that's about it, really. Nothing much has been going on in my life other than those. So what have you been up to, MythiK?
Well, out of all of us, I've probably had the most happen since the last episode of the POL cast. I was on this board for a little bit as a mod, but I mysteriously vanished, and that was because of a lot of family issues I was having. My mom needs surgery, all that stuff, blah, blah. Won't go into it, but in that time, I've started going to conventions with this group of friends that I met, all from Chicago, and that's really the only way I can hang out with them. So I've been doing that, and I've been getting into cosplaying. If you guys know what cosplaying is, it's basically, picking out an anime or video game character that you guys like and just making a costume and dressing up as them and just going around having people take photos, blah, blah. but I've been getting into the convention scene. I've gone to Youmacon and Anime Central. I'm going to Youmacon this year. You guys want to hang out with me? And now that I'm back here in POL, I'm not focusing on the game because I can't do much game-wise. So my whole priority is the community and keeping you guys informed. Of course, I'm host POLcast here. I'm doing that. Helped Sandstorm bring it back, and I'm going to try and bring back the role-playing community because it's kind of at a halt right now. And so hopefully I can do that. Yeah. So Sandstorm, I know you want the new host to introduce ourselves, so I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, we have our new hosts, Herbert and Joe. Herbert's been a member of POL as long as I have, since 2006. And he was a guest on the old episodes of POLcast. So what have you been up to since the last generation of POL, Herbert?
Alright, well, after several months of being away from POL, I decided that my busy school life and everything had some room for POL, so I decided to come back, and I'm really glad to do so, because I really like it here.
All right. Thank you. And now our other new host, someone who's kind of like more recent. Like Herbert's kind of the old generation of POL, and Joe here is kind of the new generation of POL. So Joe, why
Yes,
don't you
I am.
explain?
I've been here since about November. I've been pretty busy with my school life and my other activities. But I try and keep up with the forums and with the Skype chats, and I just try and keep within the community. I think it's a really great group of people. I love the community. I think it's a great project you guys are working on. I have a real good time, and I'm just glad to be here.
Well, that's good to hear. All right, so enough of us talking. Let's get to what this podcast is all about, and as the topics. I mean, that's one thing that's going to be a mainstay, and it's going to be mainly about the game. We'll bring you stuff that you really probably won't hear on the forums first.
Yeah, like inside information about POL.
And generally a bunch of Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, we're a Pokemon game. We're going to bring you news about the Pokemon world as well.
Sounds good. So what's been going on lately in the Pokemon world?
Well, if you guys remember, for Game Boy Color, the old Gold and Silver versions,
Yeah.
those are being
Remake.
Yeah, those are actually being remade by Nintendo, and they're scheduled for release next year.
Yeah, they are called Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver. The Japanese, of course, get it first. I think the release date is around late September. And they do have a bunch of unique features. Unique to it. Course, well, first of all, it's going to be brought into 3D. It's going to be brought into the Diamond and Pearl atmosphere instead of the normal 2D environments that used to be in.
Another one of the new features that are being brought into Pokemon Hard Girls and Soul Silver is the addition of the 4th generation Pokemon, all the Pokemon that were outside of that Gold and Silver, the 2nd generation.